In this video, we'll be going through the first time setup of our Nova Series laser engraver. You will need a few tools, including a Phillips head screwdriver, a cutting utensil such as wire snips or scissors, machine panel key, a machine ignition key, the machine power cord, exhaust hosing and hose clamp, and 2 gallons of distilled water. First, we'll open up the lid and locate zip ties on the gantry and laser head. The orange zip tie on the left connecting the box will need to be cut, as well as the zip ties on the laser head that have the keys. Now is also a good time to remove all contents on top of the honeycomb bed, some of which we will use shortly. Using your machine panel key, remove the large side panel from the right side of the machine. When loose, the panel will move outwards towards you, and you will need to slightly lift the bottom of the panel to remove it. After the large side panel is removed, grab your Phillips head screwdriver to remove the back corner panel. This panel has 3 Phillips head screws, 2 on the side, 1 in the rear. Repeat this process on the other side and set all panels out of the way. On each side there will be a pin holding the gantry to the front of the laser. Place your finger inside the ring and firmly pull to remove the pin. Locate the locking pin on the other side of the gantry and remove it in the same fashion. Locate your chiller on the back of the machine. Remove the large cap from the water inlet towards the top left of the chiller. We recommend you place some algicide in the chiller as to inhibit algal growth and bacterial growth going forward, keeping the chiller healthier for longer. After the algicide is in the chiller, we're going to fill it up with distilled water. Fill the chiller with distilled water until you see the water line on the water level gauge go just above the normal level into the full level. Once the chiller is full, place the cap back on the chiller's inlet. Now we'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, one of the hose clamps found in the toolbox, as well as the exhaust hose. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen the exhaust hose clamp just enough so that we can put the exhaust hose through the exhaust hose clamp. Be careful not to over loosen the exhaust hose clamp. On the rear of the machine, next to the chiller, locate the exhaust fan outlet. Place the exhaust hose and hose clamp onto the exhaust fan outlet. Make sure the hose is fully seated and tighten down with a Phillips head screwdriver. After the hose clamp is fully tightened, gently tug on the hose to make sure it is secure. Just above the chiller and fan exhausts, we are going to open the laser tube access panel with our machine panel key. If you're using an external air compressor, now is a good time to connect to the machine. Connect your air hose on the rear of the machine next to the chiller into the input labeled blowing. On the side of the machine, locate the red e-stop button and make sure it is disengaged by spinning. Now put your machine ignition key into the ignition, just below the red e-stop button. The key facing up is the on position. On the back of the machine, locate the breakers panel and flip both breakers downward. Grab your machine's power cord and plug it into both the machine and the wall outlet. After that is done, flip the breakers in the upward position to on. The machine should turn on when you flip the breakers on, and you should be able to see the water flowing in the tube. The water should flow left to right in the tube, starting from the end with the red cap to the end with the black tape. After flipping the breakers and the machine turns on, it will start the homing process. The laser head will move to the rear right of the machine. Using your machine panel key, unlatch the front drop-down door and lower it carefully. Be careful as the drop-down door is heavy and we do not want to cause any damage. Using the Z up and down buttons on the keypad, position the bed so that the honeycomb is accessible. Lift the honeycomb and remove the foam underneath. Place the honeycomb down and remove the plastic wrap covering the honeycomb. Your machine is ready and set up now for first-time use. If you have any questions, please reach out to us by creating a support ticket or calling us here in the office. Happy engraving!